Hey, what's up, everybody? Good to be back. Monroe Mann here again. This time talking about finance and money. And I created this I.N.V.E.S.T.O.R acronym. For those who don't know, an acronym is a word where every letter stands for something. In this case, the word is investor, and the actual letter that we're going to talk about today is the I. The I stands for two things: insurance and intellectual property. Before I go any further, what is that I.N.V.E.S.T.O.R acronym? It's basically, I have a couple of YouTube videos, longer videos, horizontal, that you can read, learn a little bit more. It's basically the 8 different ways you can invest your money to make it multiply. And that's ultimately what we're all trying to do. We don't want to work for money for the rest of our lives. We want to work for money, earn that money, invest that money, and then take that money and make more money with that money. Where does the I fit in? It's the only one that has two things: insurance and intellectual property. One of them is a little bit more boring than the other, and I'm sure you know that it's probably the insurance one that's more boring. But you might be thinking, how can insurance make you wealthy? Because nothing, Warren Buffett, the famed investor, his number one rule is never lose money. That's the number one way to put you on the road to becoming rich, to becoming wealthy. Never lose money. And so what's the number one way that you can avoid losing money is by using insurance. You can do insurance in many different ways. You can take fewer risks. You can self-insure by saving up money. You can use an insurance company. You can have redundancies built in, whatever it may be. But you have to figure out, how can I avoid losing my money, losing my fortune, losing my business? And how can you do that is by getting insurance. I mean, if you don't have life insurance now, you should absolutely get it. And the younger you are, the better. I get so many people who tell me all the time, oh, I'm not going to get in life insurance because I'm single, because I'm young, because I don't have kids. That's not a reason not to get life insurance. You want to protect your fortune. You want to protect your wealth. You want to protect everything that you have worked so hard for. And that's why the first thing you should get for everything is insurance. That's the first thing that you need to invest your money in. It's the most boring thing to invest in, and it costs some money, and you kind of think, why am I doing this? It protects you. The second I in investor is intellectual property. I'm a lawyer, and I do a lot of entertainment law work, and people don't realize that intellectual property is one of the best ways that you can invest your money. What is intellectual property, or IP? It's something that you created from your mind that you now control and own. For example, a novel is intellectual property. What else? A screenplay, maybe a logo. If you think about Nike, or even the YouTube logo, that YouTube logo is valuable. What's up, Lots of Fun 2.0? Good to see you. Think of all of these, think of your favorite companies, think of your favorite brands. Those brands are all a form of intellectual property. And if you're joining me right now, we're talking about my I.N.V.E.S.T.O.R acronym. And the letter I stands for insurance, which we just talked about, and the second is intellectual property. If you want to make lots of money, you first need to make sure you don't lose your money. That's by insurance. And number 2, create something using your brain that you can sell to others. Let's just say Microsoft went bankrupt today, completely out of business, and there is no more Microsoft, or there's no more Apple, there's no more Google. You could still take that logo and sell it for millions and millions of dollars. That's the power of intellectual property. Right now, what I'm doing here on this YouTube channel, it's intellectual property. I own the copyright on what I'm sharing with you right now. And that's, I've written books, I've written a screenplay, I've made some movies, all intellectual property. These are things that you can make money from. Think about this. You have a brain and you have ideas. I'm sure you have come up with something thinking, oh, this would be a great idea for a story. Or, oh, this would be a great idea for a movie. Or maybe you're walking down the street and you see something and you come up with some lyrics to a song. And you come up with a song that you're singing. I'm just looking, it says Ticket to Ride over there it's a board game over there. I could just make a song. Let's go on a ticket to ride. I don't know what it's gonna find. Boom, I just made that up. Some stupid song right there, but guess what? That's intellectual property called IP. It's a legal term, IP. If you can come up with IP, you come up with one good piece of IP, you become a millionaire. And I am working nonstop trying to come up with, I've created, what do you think of winning the chip? What do you mean by winning the chip, JX9? What's up, Andy and Winston Smith? Great to see you guys. We're talking about investing. And I have an acronym called I.N.V.E.S.T.O.R, which every letter stands for a different place that you can invest your money. We're talking about the I right now, which is insurance and intellectual property. Insurance is the boring part. Nobody ever wants to talk about it. I'm sure the more I talk about insurance, the more people are going to stop watching this live stream. But you have to get over thinking about it as something boring. If you want to become a millionaire and stay a millionaire, you need to make sure you insure your wealth. You can't just become a millionaire and then not have insurance. That's stupid. If something crazy happens in your life, you will lose absolutely everything. No, I'm not talking about insurance fraud, Winston. I'm talking about, for example, let's just say you earn $1 million. You want to insure that money. You need to get in the mindset of Warren Buffett, whose number one rule is do not lose money. That's the number one rule of investing. Never lose money. How can you make sure that you never lose money? By getting insurance. The simple explanation, is always life insurance. It's very sad, but let's say you have a family and you're the one who makes all the money and you die without life insurance and you don't have any other assets. Your family is now struggling to try to pay the bills and pay the mortgage and buy food. But if you get life insurance and you die, your family's got enough money to keep everything going. It doesn't even have to be life insurance. Think about your car. It's important to have car insurance. This way, if you get in an accident, you're going to get paid by the insurance company so you can get a new car. And that's right, Andy. Yeah, not lose our money. That is the number one thing about investing. The number one tip, you'll read this in some investment books, the easiest way to become a millionaire, stop spending money and start saving money, which is just another version of insure your money. Get insurance. What's the insurance? You are saving up money. Then if something bad happens, you're good. But I want to go back to the intellectual property thing because that's where you can actually make money. Think about Mickey Mouse. Walt Disney created this simple character called Mickey Mouse, and it's now created a global empire worth billions, maybe even trillions of dollars. I don't know if Disney is yet a $1 trillion company, but it's because of the intellectual property, which again is something that you create from your mind. A song, a book, a brand name, a logo, artwork. If you are an artist and you draw paintings, every single drawing you create is intellectual property. You can then sell that for money. If any of you have a YouTube channel, guess what? Every time you post a video, that's your intellectual property. Every time you do a live stream, you're creating intellectual property. Every word coming out of my mouth is intellectual property. And it sounds funny, intellectual property. What the heck does that mean? Instead, just think, awesome, Andy, you're a YouTuber. So you have intellectual property. Your YouTube channel is the I of this INVEST-O-R acronym. I want you to make sure that you not only develop the intellectual property you have with your YouTube channel, but think of what other creative things that I can create from my brain that are going to help me become successful. Winston, I love the fact that your ideas are the best. And I'll tell you this too. I'm a lawyer and I do intellectual property law. So many people come up with their great ideas, but then they're scared to share those ideas with people because they're scared that other people are going to steal those ideas from them. And this great guy, J. Conrad Levinson, he passed away about 10 years ago. I co-wrote a book with him called Guerrilla Networking. And he was a great advertising genius. And I once was complaining to him that somebody was stealing my ideas with this idea for a course that I was creating about how to help actors. And I was so depressed and so sad. And what Jay told me, he says, Monroe, why are you upset that someone is stealing your ideas? And I'm thinking, what do you mean, why am I upset? Why am I upset that people are stealing my ideas? I feel terrible about it. They're stealing my ideas. He goes, Monroe, you should be grateful that people are stealing your ideas because it means you have great ideas. And if you have great ideas that people want to copy, it means you're going to come up with so many other great ideas. You don't have to worry if people are stealing them. Just keep moving forward, creating more and more great ideas. And the great ideas here are about intellectual property. And it says, thank you for agreeing with me about counterfeiting Disney merchandise. So Winston, yeah, counterfeiting is a problem if there is intellectual property. And this is what I wanted to talk to you about. If you come up with your intellectual property, you got to protect it. What is the insurance for intellectual property? This is why the two I's go together. Trademark, copyright, patents. You want to make sure you have a patent and a trademark on all of the things that you're doing. That's right, Winston. I want you to be a huge millionaire. And you're going to make that happen through your amazing best ideas. By the way, if any of you like what I'm saying here, please click like. I would love you to subscribe so you'll be notified of my other live streams where I talk about the N, the V, the E, S, the T, O, and the R of this INVEST-O-R acronym. Today we're talking about the I. I want you to not only come up with your great ideas, I want you to put those great ideas into action. If you got an idea for a screenplay, write it. If you've got the I, I'm talking about this acronym, I.N.V.E.S.T.O.R, I-N-V-E-S-T-O-R. The I in my acronym, INVEST-O-R, stands for insurance and intellectual property. You need to protect your great ideas. How do you do that? With copyright. You do that with trademarks. You do that with patents. You do that by scouring the internet to make sure that nobody is counterfeiting your merchandise or infringing on your copyright. And Andy, absolutely, we're all going to be millionaires soon. I really, truly believe that everybody, not only can I believe we can become a millionaire, there is so much inflation now in the world that we almost need to be a millionaire just to survive. When I moved to Miami Beach 3 years ago, my rent was $1,300 a month. 3 years later, $1,800 a month. It's just skyrocketing. I have no idea what's happening. They said that if you have in a normal city in America, a family of four, you need to make something like $1 million just to be upper middle class. I mean, if you're making less than $500,000, you're kind of in the poor people. And if you're making less than $100,000, you are struggling. So this idea of becoming a millionaire, it shouldn't be some pie in the sky idea. I see your question, Andy. I'll answer that in a second. This idea of, I want to be a millionaire and then I'll be rich. No, you need to be a millionaire just to survive in this world anymore. We can't survive anymore. You need to make like $100,000 per month. And then you'll have a decent life. I'm a lawyer. I have a lot of things. I'm a lawyer. I have an MBA in finance, a master's of entrepreneurship, a PhD in psychology. I have a computer science degree, a French degree. I do agree with that. Money's a problem for us because of Biden. Not even being political, but the economy was going really well with Trump. It's been horrible, and inflation has skyrocketed under Biden. And truth is, Trump is probably going to win again. That's my estimate. And I will bet that inflation will drop dramatically, and the economy is going to soar once he is president again. But you can't bank on, you can't hope. We don't know who's going to be the next president. And we don't know if inflation is going to continue or not. This is why all of us need to learn investing skills so well. And we'll talk about this in another live stream, but you need to buy real gold. I buy gold every single month, physical gold. Some of it I keep in a vault in Idaho. Some of it I keep at a friend's house. I mean, I keep it spread around so it's not an invitation for burglars. I don't keep any of it here in my place. But buy real gold. Why? The more money, it's funny, people always say that the price of gold is always increasing. But the price of gold is not increasing. The value of the dollar is decreasing through inflation. The more money gets inflated, the more the value of the dollar drops. The more your value of the dollar drops, the more dollars it costs to buy gold. So this is why it's so important that you buy gold too. That's another form of insurance. Again, we're talking about the I in the I.N.V.E.S.T.O.R acronym. Gold acts as an insurance for inflation. And cryptocurrency does to an extent too. It's a lot more risky. We'll talk about that later. But all of these things are a form of insurance. Your best financial insurance is by diversifying everything that you are investing in. Don't keep all your money in one bank. Don't keep all your money in one stock. Don't keep all your money in one real estate property. It's got to be spread out through this I.N.V.E.S.T.O.R acronym. And so what I want, excuse me, what I want you guys to think about is look at all of the different things that are important to you in your life. And for example, could be your friends, could be your family, could be your phone, could be your computer, could be your car, could be your health, could be your bank account, could be your job. And then ask yourself, have I properly insured this? Meaning, if my phone breaks today, do I have a solution? The solution could just be, I have enough money in the bank, I'll buy a new phone. Or it could be, I have Apple Care, so I can get it replaced or something. Or I have insurance, or I actually pay money every month, so I get a replacement phone. Or your solution is, if my iPhone breaks, I'm just going to buy a simple flip phone for $100. Doesn't matter what the insurance solution is, but you have to make sure you have a solution to protect every single thing that is valuable in your life. Because there's a thing called Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law is a business concept, but it applies in life, is that the worst thing that could happen is going to happen. And what I mean how I interpret that is, assume the absolute worst. So think of the things that you love. You love your phone. What's the worst that can happen? I don't think the worst is that you lose it. The worst is somebody steals it, gains access to it, gains access to all your accounts, and then depletes your bank account. Yikes. So think about an insurance solution. How can you protect that? Maybe you can put a better passcode on your phone. Maybe make sure that you have a way to delete the contents of your phone as soon as it's lost. Maybe learn how to turn off your bank account by sliding a fraud prevention button that pauses your account. On a lot of debit and credit cards, you can do that. So if it gets stolen or you lose it, just turn off the fraud protection and boom, nobody can use the card, even if they got it. That's a good way to use insurance. And then I want you to think about intellectual property throughout the day. Every day you come up with a brilliant idea that can make you a millionaire. You're using your intellect, your brain. I want you the whole day to think about, what problem am I experiencing in the world today that is annoying me? Some of the problems that I'm just thinking about is, my battery on this phone goes down so quickly. So there's a problem. With the solution is maybe I could start a company that creates a better type of battery. What else is I'm thinking about how I want to get more subscribers and viewers and likes on my videos. What's the solution? Ask people. Hey, if you like what I'm saying, I'd love you to click like. I'd love you to watch my other videos. I'd love you to search and watch my TEDx, Monroe Mann TEDx. I don't know if you know what TED Talks are. I just gave one 3 days ago. It came out on the TEDx YouTube channel. That's intellectual property too. And what's fascinating is that intellectual property costs you nothing. It doesn't cost you money to think. You can come up, thank you for the like, whoever that was, really appreciate it. If you want to make millions, just use your brain. Use your intellectual capacity to create intellectual property. You can write a book. You can do a live stream like this. It looks weird. It looks like I've only got 3 people watching and 2 likes. But believe it or not, you know how many people have been watching over this whole live stream? It's been about like 25 people. And the watch time adds up. I'll probably get like an hour or 2 hours of watch times. Thanks for liking it, Andy. Just by doing this, by sharing my intellectual property with you. Every word out of my mouth, it's something that's coming from my brain. So think about, what can your brain create? You can find a solution to some problem in the world. You can write a funny comedy. You can create a new improv act. I took my like back. Well, thank Winston. It was the thought that counted initially. I appreciate you giving me the like. Can I ask why you took the like back? 'Cause I'd love to get it back once again. I want to serve you, my friend. I want to serve you. Look, I have my guitar here too. I mean, that's intellectual property as well. Come up with a song. Learn a song on guitar, write it. I don't know what your question is, Winston. What's your question? Can you please tell me the question? So I looked up. I don't see the question. If you rewrite the question, I'll answer it. But I don't see a question. All you're writing about is somebody's a counterfeiter. I don't know. But intellectual property is so powerful. So many people, the computer that you are watching this live stream on is the result of somebody who created some intellectual property, had an idea years ago, decades ago. If it's an Apple or if it's a PC or if it's an Android, it was somebody's idea years ago and said, I'm going to create a cell phone, or I'm going to create a computer company. Thanks, Andy. I'm happy to answer your question, Winston. Neither of us know what the question is, so I'm really here to help you. Your brain has got a million ideas every day. The problem is so many of us don't believe in ourselves enough when we think, oh, that's a stupid idea. Or you share your idea with a friend and your friend says, oh, that's stupid. No one's going to buy that. And then we give up. I'm telling you, if you want to make money, create some amazing intellectual property from your brain. It could be a business. It could be a movie. It could be a new app that you create for a phone. Learning how to be a web developer or a computer programmer is, what's up, Beach Baby? Great to see you. I subscribed to your channel. Hope you know that. I hope you'll subscribe to mine. I don't know if you already did or not. How's your drive? Where are you now? Say hi to Dad for me. What's up, Daddy? And I want you to believe in yourselves. Come up with an amazing idea. When you're driving in the car, your brain thinks. Whenever you're driving, or even if you're a passenger, you probably will come up with an idea for a song, for a poem, for a business. That is your intellectual property. Thanks, Beach Baby. I appreciate it. And so just so you know, what we're talking about right now, Beach Baby, is investing. And I created an acronym called I.N.V.E.S.T.O.R, I.N.V.E.S.T.O.R. And an acronym is a word where every letter stands for something. So the I stands for insurance and intellectual property. Your question won't post. I'm not I don't know about the technology about that, Winston, but keep trying. If your question shows up there and it's a nice question, I will certainly answer it. I stands for one. I don't know what that means, but in my acronym, the I stands for investor in intellectual property and insurance. So let me just ask the question: have any of you guys, what kind of intellectual property or insurance do you guys have you been using to protect your fortune or to create your fortune? Do any of you have insurance for your phone? Yes, you're right. Yes, the I stands for one in Roman numerals. Completely agree. You are correct. Yes. So what I was saying, so Andy has insurance for his phone. Beach Baby says she doesn't. The truth is you do. Your dad is your insurance. Because if you need food or you need to ride somewhere, your dad can do that for you. Your dad is like your number one insurance policy right now. So everybody's got insurance. So you've got a grandma old phone. Hey, but it's still good enough to show this live stream, which is pretty cool. Appreciate that. Hey, Winston, my father has passed away too. It's part of life. It's sad. I hope you learned a lot of great lessons from your dad. Same for you, Andy. I know your dad's thinking of you now. I'm thinking of my dad. I'm thinking of your dads. And I hope one day when or if, or maybe you already do, when you have kids, you're going to be a great role model for them. And yeah, Winston, my mom is elderly, and maybe one day, not maybe, I always know this, maybe one day she'll pass away. Of course she is. That's life. And I'm going to die soon too. So are all of us. But we're all in this together, and we're trying to get through this thing called life. And I don't have all the answers, I'll tell you that. But I do know we get together better through support of others, through friendship. And by the way, I created this really cool community, not-for-profit online, a global friendship community. It's called break diving. Don't wait for opportunities to float to the surface. Dive in and make your own breaks in life. And the website is breakdiving.io, breakdiving.io. I hope you'll check it out. My website is monroemann.com. You can read more about me. 1 hour left to the beach. I'm happy to hear that. I'm glad your trip is going well. And Winston, you are not the last of the Mohicans. You are the first of a brand new tribe. And you're continuing the Mohican tribe that your mom and dad created. Just as I'm continuing in the legacy of my father, and if I have kids one day, I'm hoping that they will continue to follow in my legacy. So take hope in that. Take pride in that. And just another side note, I want you guys to know that you are all important and you all have something valuable to share with the world. We're talking about investing here and making money. And money is good. Money is important. Money is some tool that helps us get through life. So yes, the more of it you can get, the easier life is going to be, as long as you get the money ethically and you don't kill yourself trying to earn the money. And yeah, don't worry, Winston. Can I tell you this? I'm not married, and I don't have a girlfriend or anything like that. And I always wonder, maybe am I going to have kids? And I always remember there are kids who don't have parents. They're orphans, and I can adopt. And I'm really hoping to get into the financial position one day where I can adopt kids, because I want to be a great dad to some kids someday. And thinking about insurance, because we're talking about the I, having children is really your best insurance. The more kids you have, the more likely one of them is going to talk. I don't know, who cares about Jarek Poops? With a name like Jarek Poops, I'm not going to listen to it. Thank you. I'm very happy that I'm creepy. I'm going to, should we block him? Let me see. We're going to put the user in a timeout for 5 minutes so he won't bother us for a little bit. And Winston, stay strong. Stay strong. There's a lot, science has got a lot of advances. And I want you to know that you can use this illness to help be a springboard to inspire other people. You could create your own YouTube live station like this and try to talk to people who are also suffering from cancer and try to guide them to be more hopeful, be more optimistic, and help them try to support others. It's not the end. You can use it as a springboard to something else. Let me see. I go to an orphanage every 2 months to take care of orphans in Mexico. Andy, that is amazing. I think that is wonderful. Do you mind me asking how old are you? How old are you, Andy? It sounds like you're maybe older if you're going to an orphanage. And are you in Mexico? Or do you live in the United States or somewhere else? So you're 16. Do you live in Mexico? Or how do you get to Mexico? I still have one and a fake. What's one and a fake? I'm not showing my junk on YouTube. Winston, you're funny. No, I'm not asking you to do that. I'm just telling you to talk to people. Like some of the things that I know how to do well, I know how to inspire people. I know how to speak. I know about investing. I know about the law. I know about doing TED Talks. I know about filmmaking and acting. And those are the things that I'm sharing with people. I know about computer programming. I know about how to start and run a business. You have got an expertise in going through something very difficult that most people don't understand. You can go, maybe like Andy. Andy goes to an orphanage to help orphans. Maybe you can go to a cancer hospital and talk to those people and tell them, hey, look, it's not the end of the world. You can still succeed. And we're talking about investing. I know some of these topics don't seem like they're about the I, insurance and intellectual property. But it is. I think the hope in our mind is a form of intellectual property. If you don't have positivity and hope, then your intellectual capacity is very low, which means you can't have you don't have any energy or desire to do anything else with your life. Try to figure out how to inspire other people. It's by a church thing, how we go to Mexico. I'm watching your stream while eating freeze dip Skittles. Oh, that sounds super yummy, beach baby. I want some of those Skittles. You know what I love and I want to have this summer is a snow cone. I had those all the time when I was a kid in New York. And it was just amazing when the ice cream man would come by and we'd hear the ding, 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 all that, and then the snow cone. And we're talking about investing. Did you see the smile on my face when I was just talking about the snow cone? There's a great book called Die with Zero. I think that's the name of it, or Die Broke. There are two books. One's called Die with Zero, one's called Die Broke. Both of the books are the same concept, saying, don't spend your life investing in money and in finance. Instead, you should invest your time and money investing in memories, investing in experiences. Because look at that. What's up, Saisha? Saisha Maharaj, great to see you. Yes, Andy, I agree. Snow cones are yummy. But these books are talking about don't spend all your time earning money and then just putting in the bank trying to become as rich as possible. Because money does not make you smile. It's the memories from the money that give you smile. If I have $3,000 and I just put it in the bank, that's not going to make me smile really. But what will make me smile if I take that $3,000 and I spend it on a cruise to the Caribbean with my mom. Yeah, I remember you, Saisha. You were here, I think, yesterday. I remember. Hi. Great to see you. And it doesn't mean that you should spend, some people take this to mean that, oh, well then every dollar that I make, I'm going to spend on some experience. That's a problem because you're going to never have any money. You have to balance saving money and spending money on experiences because you saw me thinking about the snow cone when I was a kid and how it made me so happy. And that cost maybe $2 for me to buy that snow cone back when I was a kid. But I remember it like it was yesterday because of the emotion and the feeling that it brought me. Winston, you wrote, "You were right, I could have gotten a fake ball that lights up. I should have. As soon as I saw you were live, I joined." Hey, thank you guys. You make me feel so good. Remember to click like, because if you guys click like, it tells Google and YouTube that the live stream was good, so it'll recommend more people to come watch next time. Maybe soon we'll have 10 people and 20 people and 40 people and 100 people. How crazy. Can you imagine if like in 6 months there are like 10,000 people here watching live stream? Whoa, that would be crazy. So again, we're talking about investing. Or maybe it was earlier today. I'm sorry, I've been doing so much of these live streams now that I'm kind of losing track of lack of time and I could feel myself kind of just getting, I feel like, honestly, I need to go out and take a walk soon. I'm going to go to the swimming pool in Miami Beach. It's 2 blocks from my house, and I think I need to get a nice swim. So again, those of you that just joined, we're talking about this acronym I.N.V.E.S.T.O.R, I.N.V.E.S.T.O.R. And we're talking about the I today. And that I, in my acronym, stands for 2 things: insurance and intellectual property. And insurance is a lot more of an interesting topic than people realize, because it's not just like life insurance. It's the idea is if you have wealth, and wealth could be anything. Your cell phone is part of your wealth. Your car is part of your wealth. Your friendships are part of your wealth. If you have a friend and you want to keep that friend, you need to talk to that person every few days or every week. Otherwise, the friendship disappears. The insurance for a friendship is contacting that person and talking to that person. Now that I've started doing these, thanks, Beach Baby. Now that I see, we're all going to be millionaires. And one of the ways that you can become a millionaire is by using the I in investor. And if you look in the description, or if you go to INVEST.com, you'll see a more formal explanation of all this. How can you become a millionaire? Use your brain. Intellectual property. You all have amazing brains, and if you just use them, you can develop a solution to a problem in this world that makes you a millionaire. And then as you're earning that money, you want to use insurance to make sure that if a catastrophe happens, if Murphy's Law happens, Murphy's Law, the worst thing that can happen will happen. You need to prepare for that for everything in your life to make sure that if the worst thing does happen, it's no problem. You've already solved the issue ahead of time. Example, I have my bicycle here. There's my bike. If I'm going on a long bike ride, part of the insurance is I should bring a air pump with me and bring a spare tire. Why? If the bike breaks down and I'm far away from anything, the insurance is the air pump and the inner tube tire, the spare tire. Sometimes you go off on a bike ride and you don't have a spare tire and you get a flat tire, you're done. But if you think of Murphy's Law, I love biking too, and extra underwear. That's very important. If you think about Murphy's Law, the worst thing that could happen to me when I go on my bike ride, somebody hits me. So that's why I should wear a helmet. What else is the worst that could happen? Flat tire, bring a spare. What else could happen is the chain falls off. I'm sure any of you are bike riders, you've had the chain fall off. Those are all Murphy Law scenarios. So before you go on a bike ride, you should, I'm going to wear the helmet. Okay, I'm going to bring an extra pump. I'm going to bring an inner tube. This is all insurance. And people don't think of it as insurance. Like, well, why is he talking about insurance? Insurance isn't going to make me wealthy. Yes, it will. I hate when the chain falls off too. Oh my gosh. But what good is trying to learn how to invest and make lots of money if all of a sudden something happens and you lose all of the money or you lose your health? because you didn't think that Murphy's Law was going to happen and you lose everything. Let me see. Was what too much? The screen went dark for a sec, so I had to click off and then click back on. All good. We're great to have you here. Maybe in 10 years when I'm 20. Yeah. I think you can do it, Beach Baby. I think you can become a millionaire. Look, tell me this. There are some people who are your age. If you're 10 years old now, believe it or not, there are some YouTubers who are 10 years old who are making $1 million a year. So this is what I'm trying to encourage you about. You don't have to be an adult to become a millionaire, and it doesn't have to be some crazy idea. These kids, some of them, they make their millions of dollars just by unboxing gifts. And for those of you who have a YouTube channel, I'm learning the power of live streaming. It's a great investment of your time if you want to build your channel. Because every second you were listening to this stream or watching it, it's counting as watch time. Every subscriber that I get, I got 12 new subscribers yesterday just by doing live streams. And I'm sure I'm going to get some new subscribers just by doing this live stream right now. And I've been doing 41 minutes. Let's talk about intellectual property. In the chat box, I want you to share what intellectual property are you most interested in? Are you interested in starting a business? Are you interested in creating a YouTube channel or writing a screenplay, a novel, creating a brand, a logo? What kind of intellectual property interests you? Andy, you're 16 and you're making a lot of money. That is beautiful. And Saisha, if you want, what do you mean? Your mom doesn't allow you to post on a YouTube channel? So you're not allowed to have a YouTube channel? Is that what you mean? If you want me to talk to your mom, I will, or show her this video. Hey, mom. Hey, Saisha's mom. If you supervise her, she can make a really great live stream and she would learn about public speaking. She'd learn about money. She'd learn about managing people. It's a good thing, I think. Let's see. What's that? Yeah, no, please, no. Same. I don't know what's going on in that chat. Invest, people. I want you to take investment as something really serious. Come up with insurance, figure out to protect your money, and then come up with intellectual property that you can use to make yourself lots of money. Do any of you? All right, so Annie says this chat is crazy. And okay, well, so Beach Baby and Saisha, you both said that all you're doing is watching stuff. Could you become a millionaire by watching stuff? Maybe. What could you watch? I don't know. It's a lot harder. I think the better solution is for you to create something. If you want to become a millionaire, you have to create. That's what investing is. Investing time, money, and effort into doing something and creating something. So I'm going to head out for now. I'm going to go for a swim in the pool. I have another live stream scheduled today at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And Andy, actually, before we go, why don't you tell me about your YouTube channel. How many subscribers do you have? And how are you making your money on YouTube? Is it through live streams? Is it through regular videos? What's your topic? And so as a summary of what we talked about today, I have this acronym I.N.V.E.S.T.O.R, I.N.V.E.S.T.O.R. The I stands for insurance and intellectual property. I want you to really think about, have I insured all of the important things in my life? And think, intellectual property, what can I create from my mind that could maybe make me some money? And that's great, Andy, that you've got 300 subs. Fantastic, 350. Awesome, my friend. Awesome, my friend. So, yeah, at 3 o'clock, if you guys come back, so you do shorts. Well, do you do shorts? Do they get millions of views? Is that how you're able to make money from that? I'm curious. How are you making money? Saisha, where are you? Are you in India? Is it time for bed? But if you guys are free at 3 o'clock, we're going to be doing my friend who's a professional screenwriter in Los Angeles. We're going to be talking about screenwriting and filmmaking in the age of artificial intelligence. And Andy, well, great. We can talk about that more soon. South Africa, fantastic. It's summer for you, Beach Baby. You're about 30 minutes away from Miami Beach. And see you guys at 3 o'clock. I will be back. We're going to have an awesome talk about screenwriting and filmmaking. Bye, Saisha. Bye, Beach Baby. Bye, Andy. Bye, Winston. Bye, everybody. See you guys.